Welcome back to Carpet Cleaning Jumpstart. My name is Dan Udy, and I am one of the co-founders of Carpet Cleaning Jumpstart, where we help you jumpstart your carpet cleaning business. Today's video, we're going to be talking about carpet cleaning as a side hustle, which is the way that my carpet cleaning business started for me. And a lot of the other people that I know in the industry also started as having a carpet cleaning side hustle that later grew into a business that they were able to step into full time. So for me, it took about 8 months, and I'm basically just going to tell you my story of how I did it, and hoping that somehow that my story could help anybody out there that's thinking about doing it. So at the time that I looked into it, I was active duty Navy, and so I'd been serving in the military for I think just over 7 years, and I hired the company that we now own to clean my living room and an office, or no, I'm sorry, my bedroom, my office, and an area rug. The gentleman came in, did a what's called a splash and dash cleaning in the industry, where he did not do any type of inspection or sales presentation at all, didn't vacuum at all. He literally just walked in and started sprayed down the detergent, no agitation or dwell time, and then extracted it with hot water, and charged me, I think, $100, $120, something like that. And I was instantly impressed. I thought, wow, what a great way to make money. You know what I mean? He made my carpets clean, or so I thought, and I was happy to pay him. But the wheels were turning on it, because I thought to myself, if I did that 10 times in a day, which I could easily do, that's $1,000. That's a lot of income. So again, the wheels were turning in my mind. The second time that I hired this same company, same gentleman, I started asking questions about how much the van cost, how much the machine cost. And long story short, he was looking to sell his company, and he owned another company down south from us a bit, and he wanted to sell everything that he had in the region that we lived in. I had no intention of actually buying the business, but he only wanted $50,000. He had just got done telling me that the van and equipment were probably worth at least half of that. And he'd owned the business for 7 years and built up what I thought at the time was a very decent book of business. It ended up being what I thought, and a pretty decent amount of income every week, every month. But I didn't have access to $50,000. So I did end up getting $15,000 out of my house, which I think I had to sign paperwork saying this will not be used for a business. This is for a home repair. But regardless, I took $15,000 of equity out of my home, and I wrote him a check for $15,000. He actually financed me the other $35,000 interest-free for 2 years. At the end of 1 year, he approached me again and said, "Hey, how about you pay off what you owe on the business?" And I thought, well, that's kind of stupid, because it's no interest. Why would I pay it off early? But he incentivized it to the tune of several $1,000s. So I ended up, after a year, paying it off and owning the business outright. And we've been very, very low debt to no debt ever since. We don't have brand new equipment or vans, but we've been able to buy, slightly used machines and vans from other folks that have, broke them in nicely for us and maintained them well. And again, kept ourselves in a really, really good financial situation as we've grown the business. Now, I'm not saying you can't take on debt and grow a business. That's absolutely one way to do it. I'm not anti-debt at all. But I think there's, smart ways to do that, and then there's not so smart ways to do that. So carpet cleaning was my side hustle for 8 months before I was able to actually get out of the military. I was able to do an honorable discharge after I served my time. It's like you're in prison or something. But I got out and was able to do nothing but carpet cleaning full-time ever since, with a couple other little side hustles sprinkled in there, but more or less carpet cleaning business. And of course, we also do tile and grout cleaning, area rug cleaning, carpet repair, grout repair, and a whole multitude of other services now, but it all was based around carpet cleaning first. So doing carpet cleaning as a side hustle is, I believe, a very, very awesome business to get into. In our area, it's year round. I know a lot of guys that do landscaping as a side hustle, or exterior washing, pressure washing or exterior washing as a side hustle. And those are also great. The benefit I think for carpet cleaning, one of the many, is that it's inside, which a lot of times in a lot of regions you're able to service your market for a much longer part of the year. In our area, we're in Southeast Georgia, we pretty much are wide open all year round. We don't really have a slower season. We have had slower months here and there, but usually we're pretty much booked pretty solid all year round. And that's, again, one of the big benefits to this industry. And we're also kind of sheltered from the outside elements. Although I do love spending time in nature, working outside every day, all day long, can absolutely take its toll. So that's another one of the benefits. It's obviously extremely lucrative if done right, if done well. It can become a liability, just like any side hustle, if you don't do it responsibly. But there's pretty much easy ways to step into instant cash flow and instant profitability if you get your parameters set up correctly beforehand. One other piece of advice before I end the video on carpet cleaning side hustle would be to if you ever want your side hustle to become more than a side hustle, which I think a lot of us that get into this, that's the goal, right? Is to be able to step away from a career. And I don't care if you're making $30,000 or $330,000 in a career or another job. There is absolutely a path in a very short period of time to amplify your business and grow it to the point where it becomes financially advantageous for you to leave your old career and work for yourself full time. And that's been the case for many, many, many other men and women in the industry. And I would encourage you, if that's what your intention is, to follow my next piece of advice, which is, if you want to do that, you have to start treating your side hustle as a lot more than a side hustle. The term side hustle, the only bad thing about it is that it's very easy to treat it like it sounds, and like something that's not that important, something that doesn't take precedence, something that you can push off to the side. I remember sitting in the galley, which is like the cafeteria in the military, eating my lunch, and I had my personal cell phone in one pocket, my business cell phone in the other pocket, and the business phone rang. And I looked at it and I thought, because you can't answer your phone in the galley, and I thought, I'll call him right back. No big deal. And I ate faster than normal. And I stepped outside. I immediately called him back and I said, "Hey, this is Dan. I'm really sorry I missed your call." And they said, "Oh, thank you so much for calling back. We were already able to get a hold of somebody else and schedule." And I knew right then and there that I had to treat this thing with a lot more attention, focus, time, and energy than I had prior to then. And I wish I could tell you that it was gangbusters ever since then, but I made a bunch of mistakes along the way, which I'll be sharing in future episodes. So make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like this video if it helped you at all. But just remember to treat your side hustle like it's a real legitimate business, and I promise you it will begin to pay you like a real legitimate business. Thanks for watching. See you at the next one.